I'm big! This time building Granny Nora's house. If you don't know who Granny Nora is, I did upload a video of me creating Granny Nora. She is a delight. And yeah, this is her house. This is what it looks like. To be honest, I'll be real with you guys. I actually built this house before I built Granny Nora. So there are a few things missing from it, because if you remember, I spoke a little bit about the storyline I wanted to pursue with old lady Nora, and it was mainly around her seducing men and keeping them hostage in her basement. But because I built the house before I built Nora, I didn't make a basement. So if I ever do that LP, I'll probably have to give this house a little bit of an upgrade and see if I can dig her a little prison cell, basement for her many men to go and live. So if you're watching this and you have seen Granny Nora and you are thinking, which you all are, because I know you all follow me vigorously, and probably thinking, what the fuck, where's the dungeon we was talking about? I thought we were going to dungeon it up, guys. It is coming. It's just something that I didn't think to do during this one, but hope you enjoy it anyway. As I've said a million times before, it's not the best, but none of my speed builds are. In fact, none of anything I do, none of anything I do on The Sims is that great. But as I have mentioned in previous videos, the only reason I really do this is to try and learn how to do the whole editing videos kind of thing. It's definitely not just an excuse to play The Sims as a fully grown adult. I'm not about that. So if that's what you're thinking, then you're wrong. So I don't just do this just to play The Sims. And that's what I was trying to tell my husband the other day. You know, he was like, oh, you know, you play a lot of The Sims. And I was like, well, you know, it's learning a new skill, isn't it? So it's not just making excuses to play The Sims. It's not. So yeah, although I made this before, this is Granny Nora's house. Although I didn't create Granny Nora, I do distinctly remember when I built this, I did have in mind that this would be an old lady's house. So it was built for her. Funnily enough, I say it's an old lady's house. It actually looks quite similar to my house, or kind of like English houses. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that I previously did build a British style house and said that looked like my house, and it did. It looked exactly like my house from the outside, but the inside, not at all. But this kind of style on the inside is quite British. You kind of walk in, straight away you've got the stairs, and then you've got one door that takes you to the living room, and then a door at the back that takes you to the kitchen, or the other way round, and then a little teeny tiny bathroom. So that's kind of, and they're usually like small 3-bed houses, or at least those are the houses that I know in England. So yeah, I still stand by the fact that British house looks more like my house from the outside, but from the inside, this is more the typical layout of British houses. Anyway, so I was watching Sex and the City last night because that's my life. That's what I do. Specifically the older seasons, season 1, season 2, they're the good ones. And there was a scene that kind of stuck out for me. So there was a bit where Carrie and Samantha were kind of walking down the street, and Samantha was saying, oh, it's the year 2000. Before we know it, everyone will be pansexual. And when she said that, I thought, she's right. She's right. Because we're kind of living in more of a, I mean, people call them hipsters. Like, I don't think they're quite millennials anymore. It used to be the term millennials, but I think that was probably about 5 years ago now. So the millennials are getting old now. So now it's, what is it, Generation Z? I don't know what they are. I don't know. But hipsters, we call them. And yeah, I thought at the time, she's actually right. And that was filmed 20 years ago now. And she called it. Well done, Samantha. But, you know, to be honest, I actually don't think it's a bad thing. And I'm not one of these people that are like, oh, all these young people, because to be honest, I mean, my target audience are, you know, Gen Xers or Gen Zers, whatever you are. So I don't really want to offend anyone. And I personally don't really have any problem with the way things are going in terms of, you know, what the fundamental things are that have come out of this generation and this new way of looking at things. And but, you know, so I do think some things have gone too far, and I don't really like agreeing with people, because I like to, I'm a bit like my brother in that sometimes I like to just disagree with someone just to try and give them a different perspective, even if I don't disagree with them. But eventually I will say, you know, I do agree. I'm just saying, you know, this. I'm not an arsehole or anything. But yeah, I hate to admit it, but I really do agree with some of the new things that are kind of being said as opinions now, specifically around the whole pansexual gender fluidity thing. I actually really do think it's a good thing, because, you know, for how long have people been, you know, afraid to be who they really are just because of what society thinks? And I actually think it's a really good thing to, you know, raise little people and raise people to believe that, you know, there's no such thing as this is for boys and this is for girls. You know, I used to be a preschool teacher a long time ago, and quite often boys wanted to dress up in dresses, and that was absolutely fine. And I think it's just one of those things that, you know, it never really was a thing. It was just that we forced it to be a thing with the whole girls like pink, girls wear dresses. That's completely man-made. And yeah, I actually really agree with the whole idea that it really doesn't matter if you wake up and you feel like a boy today and you want to wear, you know, things that society would say only boys wear, then do it. And, you know, if you're a bloke and you want to wear a dress to work one day but you don't want to not wear suits on Thursdays, then fucking do it. Because I think we're actually a lot more progressive now than we ever have been. I think it's a wonderful thing. So, yeah. But anyway, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you like it, please like, subscribe, follow me. Well, follow me. Same thing as subscribe, basically. Have a good day. Bye.